Okay, so before I talk to these guys, I'm going to deal with my inventory, most of which I'm going to cut out. I'm just going to show you how I typically do that. Who I want to take with me on this next mission are Garrus and Rex. So I'm going to make sure that they are properly equipped. In the inventory, I will then turn to Omnigel all of the items I don't think are worth selling. The level 1 items, they give you so little money, there's no point in selling them. Then I will...
Looking for supplies?
Sell the remainder.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
At our trusty requisition officer. Let's also check if there's anything I want to buy right now. Just in case. Scorpion 4 light armor is quite a good improvement on Scorpion 1. And we can afford it, so why not? Onyx 4 Quarian armor. I'm not going to use Tali now, so it's not really worth it. Banshee 4 assault rifle, can't afford it. Let's equip our new armor. And Omnigel the ult. Okay, let's talk to some people.
Commander, how are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That seems, reasonable.
That's tough, but you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander.
Garrus kind of believes in doing things the easy way. I don't, because I'm a Paragon. So we have to convince him otherwise. Let's talk to Ashley.
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
What do you mean?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
That's not really your place to make that decision, is it, Ashley? Additionally, humanity is not in this alone. We cannot do this without help.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Maybe the races as a whole would can't be described as allies just yet. But Garrus, Rex, Tali, they're definitely our allies.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
You've got a pessimistic view of the universe, Williams.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. Look,
Wait, what?
if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
Yes, but when something like Saren and the Reapers are threatening the entire galaxy, Earth's interests and others' interests will align.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, sir. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
There is a reason for her getting crap assignments despite having a good record. We'll get into that later.
You're lucky. I lost my family on Mindoir. Are you related to anyone I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. I read about Mindoir. The Alliance screwed the pooch on that one. Should have had a bigger garrison. Is that why you're out here? To take the fight to the pirates?
No. The future of humanity is out here. There's so much we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I still remember my first field exercise on Titan. When we hit mud, the reality hit me. I'm the first person who ever stood here. Then my drill instructor kicked me in the ass. I went face first into the muck. He spent the next 5 minutes chewing me out for gold breaking.
What does that mean?
Don't tell me you had Gunny Ellison. He's the only one I know who uses that word to describe shirking duty.
Oh, Lord. You went to the Makapog boot camp, too? Yeah. Gunny Ellison's still reaming out recruits down there. Kicking ass and using words like inveigle and pusillanimous.
I can't even guess what that means. Anyway, I understand where she's coming from, but she's just gonna have to get used to it, I suppose.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
That depends, sir. If you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization. That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command. Sir.
Just a tiny bit of flirting there between the ranks, even though that's apparently technically illegal. Who cares?
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, sir.
Anyway, let's talk to Rex. Let's hope he doesn't want to kiss us.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good. He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Wait, he's met Saren? And he's only telling us this now?
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
I'll decide what's important. Now tell me how you know Saren.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
I wonder what he was doing on that freighter.
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. Couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
That's some good instincts then, Rex.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
Interesting.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
And in the future, if you know anything about the people we're fighting, volunteer that information, will you? Alright, one more stop to make before we start looking for Dr. T'Soni. That is Tali, of course.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
She seems unhappy. I don't like it when Tali's unhappy.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving, and the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
She thinks it's too quiet to sleep?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
I can kind of relate to that as someone who has moved halfway across the planet, from the Netherlands to Japan. I kind of can see how the things that annoy you about your home are the things you end up missing. I like the Dutch directness, something that sometimes annoyed me. But having to deal with the Japanese and their inability to say what they actually mean, I miss the directness now.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them, but maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually, but we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
Good point.
I should go.
See you later.
Okay. I think that about covers it. Oh. This... Activating this elevator from this side, kind of annoying sometimes. Let's see if we can locate Dr. Tassoni somewhere here in the Artemis Tau cluster. She doesn't appear to be in this system, but there are more. Let's see. Let's check the other planets. There's never more than one planet that you can actually land on in any system, though I still want to check for surveying stuff. A large concentration of hydrogen. And that's valuable how? Most common element in the universe. Deposit of plutonium. Okay, I can at least see how that's valuable. Surface temperature, minus 193 degrees Celsius. That is cold. Alright, let's see, there's 4 other systems here. Which one could hold the Doctor, Macedon, Athens, or Knossos? Not sure how you pronounce that. Let's check Athens. We're looking for Prothean ruins. Nothing here. Proteus. Promising name, but aside from a large amount of free oxygen, nothing here either. Hey, with the hydrogen we found before, we can make water. Anything in this asteroid belt? There isn't always anything to find. Doesn't appear like there's anything here. Nausicaa. Wait. Of the Valley of the Wind? Or the Nausicaans from Star Trek come from there. Also possible. Either way. A large concentration of helium-3. And finally, a Turian insignia from the Magna Colony. But no Liara Tassoni. Let's check Knossos. This is kind of the light speed loading screen that you get when you're not using a mouse relay but traveling to another star in the same area. I saw this blink. Metallic asteroid. Platinum. Nice. That's valuable. Not that anyone cares, but nothing on Phaistos. Ferrum. Now that looks interesting. Ferrum is a distant but rich industrial world claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. Its plentiful heavy metals have fueled the recent manufacturing boom on Earth. Core samples rich with the fossils of simple silicon-based organisms indicate Ferrum was more habitable in the past than it is at present. Perhaps this explains the many Prothean ruins dotting the surface, most of which have been looted by mining corporations. Nova Yekaterinburg. That's quite a mouthful. Surface temperature 59 Celsius. That's a bit hot, isn't it? Anyway, there are many Prothean ruins on the surface, so that seems like a likely candidate to find Liara. And like I said, I want to take Garrus and Rex on this mission.